So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the upcoming storm, and as you can see, we've got the live radar pulled up here. So let's take a look at the current conditions around the nation. We do have some snowfall starting to develop in Idaho, as well as some rain showers to the south of that. We have some high pressure here out in the western plains into the Rockies, and then high pressure in the southern plains, keeping the skies clear. And we also have a low pressure system off the west coast bringing some showers and maybe some snow showers to the higher elevations. And as you can see, we do have the lake effect snow all for these regions. A lot of snow for the northeast here. We do even have some more snow here off the coast of Maine. And along with this cold front, it did bring some showers and thunderstorms to these areas. We even had a special weather statement for a storm up in Kentucky last night. We do have some thunderstorms, though. It's still ongoing, showers and thunderstorms. So, anyways, let's take a look at the GFS model, where mostly we're going to be focusing on the Valentine's Day storm. As you can see, as that moves off, we kind of develop a cooler pattern in the east, and then we get this storm starting to develop. You can see a little bit of a center of low pressure, bringing all this warm, moist air up into the eastern United States. And it's also, along with that, bringing a lot of showers and thunderstorms to these states here. We could see maybe some severe weather. I believe there is a day 3 severe weather risk. So we do have this area of potential. So we will just continue to monitor that. And as this low pressure system moves out, it's not going to really do much. I've seen some people way overhyping it. Like, I've seen one person trying to show a map saying like up to 100 inches of snow in some areas, which is definitely not the case. But I think it was for the Sierra Nevadas, which probably won't be the case even then. We do have a lot of ridging out in the east. As you can see, we have this flow and the isobars, and we also have this high pressure ridge of high pressure. This moves clockwise. It moves the air clockwise. So, anyways, wait. So, as this is moving the air clockwise, this is going to allow for some warmer air to surge into the east from the Gulf of Mexico. And then you can see we have a little bit of a snow system to develop here. We have some rain showers and potentially some thunderstorms to the south side of it. We do have some extremely heavy snow off to the north. We do have a little bit of snowfall going on out in the northeastern states. And we also have a little bit of snowfall along the west coast. This is signaling a colder pattern out west. And then we have a lot of scattered snow showers for the Rockies and more intense and organized snow showers for the northern plains. And then we do get this low pressure system developing. The freezing line is all the way up here in Michigan. We do have this area of storms here to the south, funneling in some colder air on the backside, although nothing too impressive. We do have a little bit of a warm front out in front of this storm, allowing for all this warm air to funnel up the east coast. And all that moisture will in turn make for some showers and thunderstorms, maybe some severe. So it's looking like we're kind of getting into this springtime pattern of this warmth surging up ahead of these storms, and then lines of showers and maybe some severe storms. So we're kind of getting into this springtime pattern here, with the west being colder. And I kind of think this pattern, I've been saying this for a while now, even though the models have been disagreeing with it some, they're starting to agree with it more, that this pattern is not going to just come into the east and then go away. It's probably going to stick around for quite a while, and maybe even the rest of the winter. So that's kind of what I've been thinking as well, because who knows, it's been pretty far out. So the Euro has not finished doing its run, so we're going to have to go back to an older version. So as you can see, we have this line of storms moving out. We have this Valentine's Day system forming. The Euro would like to push it further north, I would say. And when the Euro pushes it further north, this is going to allow for more opportunities for severe weather, and it kind of shows a more intense low pressure system with a more tight, like warm front, cold front type of look. And then we also get this northeastern snowstorm here on the Euro model. And this was the 0Z from I think it might have been this morning or last night. I'm not sure. So this is an old one, but it's the newest one that I can get. And then the low pressure system here, we do got some moisture funneling in from the Gulf, and then we kind of have some cold air coming in on the backside. This would create some instability for thunderstorms to develop. And it looking like it would not be a very long-lasting event, but it certainly would be impactful if that were to develop. And then we get this line of storms developing as this low pressure system has all this warm air coming up the east coast. As you can see, we have very intense warm air flowing. And then we kind of get this more isolated severe setup here, potentially severe. So both models are agreeing there's going to be a lot of chances in the near future for some potential severe weather across the southeast specifically. With all this, it's just showing a consistent pattern of southerly flow. And all this southerly flow would create tons of chances for severe weather. They may not be intense, but they're definitely there. If we look at the icon, I'm not sure how far out this goes, but okay, this is the 12Z today. Shows that system moving out. The Valentine's Day system, it doesn't show it as intense as the Euro would have it to be. It just has a small cold front and a small a warm front, but nothing too intense on this model. And it doesn't really show it doing much in the northeast like the Euro would have it to be. And then it shows a generally quieter pattern until we get this little storm system here bringing some precipitation to the southeast. We do see another system. Developing and kind of sliding across the northern plains here into the northeast. And then we just see a general pattern here developing. We see a very intense trough and then a nice big ridge out here in the east. The most intense ridging will be occurring in the central plains, but we do have definitely some ridging in the eastern states. We do have these two high pressure systems that will be helping in this. We have the other models that we can look out for a general trend. Now, obviously, don't take this as a forecast because this is going to go out pretty far into the future. Okay, so we have this today. And we have that storm system moving out, and it's showing the Valentine's Day storm kind of suppressed to the south. But we're mostly looking at this to see if they're the general pattern. We're not looking to see specific storms. This is the 21st. And it's showing another big trough moving through the east and then quickly moving out. As we go towards March, it's showing more of a really, really strong southerly flow across the entire eastern coast here. Across the entire east, really a strong southerly flow. And then we have another little trough moving through, but it's nothing intense as it will be springtime. And then it keeps showing this pattern of storms moving through the east. So that's the general pattern we're watching out for, storms moving through this corridor as we have this warmer air sitting in place. So that's just the general theme of things here. If I had to say anything about the general theme over the next few weeks, it would be warmer in the east and cold out west. So As you can see today, we have the Weather Prediction Center. We still have some showers and thunderstorms back into these areas. Most of the thunderstorm activity will be ahead of the cold front here. And then we have all this mixed precipitation out west and then some snowfall for the mountainous areas. We also have some snowfall for the northeast. Tomorrow, that snowfall is kind of lifting up for the west and it's more like moving east. And then we still have some snowfall for the northeast. Nothing much. We do have a little bit of storms here forming along this boundary here. But other than that, we do have another not severe, just general thunderstorm threat here. I believe this might even be a severe threat in the Storm Prediction Center. And it indeed is a severe weather threat. This would be one of the first ones this season so far, in like more of the springtime season. It's showing mostly large hail near 1 inch in diameter near the evening and overnight hours in Texas, potentially even in all these areas. So just watch out for that. Excuse me. We have the eastern states being fully engulfed in this warmer air. As you can see, this is the 16th through the 20th, the 6 to 10 day outlook. And then we have the colder in the west type of look. And then we have the drier in the southeast, which I don't know if I agree with this because we've been seeing the storm track been trending more like coming out of the west and then through the south and then into the northeast. So I would say more push the drier air more south. At least that would be my prediction. And then we move to the, let's see, moving along. I forgot to mention we have something special coming up here. We have all this colder air sitting out west still. This is from the 18th through the 24th. We have all this warmer air sitting out east. And so this is really just going to set the pattern. And then, like I've been saying, this storm track kind of coming out west and then diving to the south and kind of like this. We're seeing more of a transition to more of a El Nino type of look rather than a La Nina, whereas the storm track would kind of be going like this. We're seeing more of a El Nino type of look where the storms are coming out of the southwest and then kind of like diving to the south and like more of like that. And we're just seeing a lot of precipitation on the north side of those tracks as well. So we have a lot of precipitation for these areas. And then we do have a little bit of a drier pattern for the far southern areas. Okay, so here's the special thing we're going to be taking a look at here. As you can see, it's the annual probability of a tornado from 1994 to 2024. This is the area of 90 to 100% chance of seeing an annual tornado. So these areas in the like dark maroon and especially the really like almost black area here, this is the kind of like the bullseye for tornadoes. From 1994 to 2024. And so, I mean, traditional Tornado Alley, you would think of more like in the plains type of thing. But it's, the Tornado Alley has not been really shifting east, but rather there's been more tornadoes occurring out east. And this is due to multiple factors, including more population growth out in the east. There has been some slight warming of the Gulf, but that doesn't play a massive factor, I wouldn't say. More so the population shift out east, more urban centers developing, and then more just like towns in general and everything, because it's kind of hard to report at nighttime, especially when you have these newer data sets after 1994. You have more radar data, you have more storm reports with better technology and everything. People can see tornadoes better with like lighting in the cities, better lighting, and all of that kind of thing. Because if we look at the 1955 to 2024 data, as you can see, it is in the more traditional thought of Tornado Alley, the bullseye, but still, we do have some more reports out east, but not as much. But as you can see, when we get newer data sets and everything, it is showing that the last 30 years, these areas have been the bullseye out east. And it's been shifting quite a bit. Not the tornado alley, but really just more tornado reports. So if I had to say, let's see, this is probably the best area for what, if someone wanted to say what tornado alley was, this would probably be what the best area would be, because these areas experience tornadoes on like a yearly basis. And I would maybe shift it a little bit outside as well of that path, but this is what the data shows. And as you can see, if we take a look at the annual probability of any severe weather type, this includes like wind, hail, tornadoes, all of that, probability of severe storms. As you can see, the severe storms area has really all of the eastern states engulfed in it. So this is the annual probability of severe storms. These areas are all in the 90 to 100% area, and we do have a higher probability even out in the northeast, extending towards New York there. And we have almost all of the eastern states in the 90 to 100% annual probability of severe storms. Now, obviously, this is including wind and hail, so some areas are going to see more tornadoes, and while some areas, like in the northeast, are going to see more wind events, and while some areas in the northern plains are going to see more hail events, while areas in the southeast and the southern plains would see more like tornado events and wind events. But if we switch back to the 1955 to 2024, as you can see, that area goes down significantly. We actually have a reduction by 10 to 20% in most areas, and except for the central areas here and some areas in the southeast. So this is really interesting data to show. And we do have, if we can take away counties, I guess, if we want, but as you can see, very, very, just generally very, very, honestly, I don't know that surprising, but more just like, cool to see how the data changes. If we go to significant severe, the chance of significant severe weather from 1955 to 2024, you can see we get more of that tornado alley look, but when we go to the past 30 years, so 1994 to 2024, this area kind of, it shrinks in the plains, but we see more higher percentages starting to pop up out in the east. So annual probability of significant severe storms, obviously areas out west almost never experience significant severe storms. And I didn't know this until the other day, but this area is on the Olympia Peninsula, or Olympic Peninsula, I think, whatever it's called. Areas, especially towards the coast here, have never ever experienced a single severe storm in recorded history. So that was pretty interesting to look at. And so that will conclude today's video. So thank you for watching today's video. You should really check out EpicPen and consider getting the Pro version for $2 a month or $24 a year. So thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.